because we're a very we don't have a big YouTube channel and we're a small school, so people asked me to do this more. I agreed. So I hope it's guys. You might see something on your screen, guys, saying that you are live. Don't worry about that. Everything is just as normal. Maybe 3 or 4 people extra might watch. Okay. So review. We'll start with a review. Then we'll look at 2 objects, and then we'll write sentences. Really simple. 2 objects, and then we'll write sentences. But throughout, I'm going to be asking lots of questions, trying to test understanding and trying to explain where I need to. Okay, so let's start with a review. Passive. Amal, could you tell us what is the passive? What did we say yesterday? Do you remember?
Yeah, we said yesterday passive is action, then not action, the object is at the beginning and the subject is at the end.
Yeah, so you can just say the object is at the beginning of sentence. Okay. Do we always need to include the subject, guys? Everyone.
No.
Not include action.
So the subject can be at the end, Amal, but not necessarily. Let's have an example. Neri, can you give me an example of a passive sentence, maybe in OET, that you might write?
So
How about medication?
medication. Medication was prescribed. Yeah,
Now-
medication was prescribed.
Now
Yes.
you can say by the doctor, right?
By the doctor. Yes, it can be.
But, so where's the, Amal, where's the object? Everyone, where's the object?
Medication.
Medication.
And so this is really simple review from yesterday. The verb, Benedetta, where's the verb here? Verbs?
Prescribed. Was prescribed.
Yeah, we've got 2, haven't we? We've got be verb, always be verb. And then we've got the prescribed, which is past participle, verb 3. We talked about this yesterday. And then the subject. But Amal, can you come back?
Yes, sir.
Actually, in OET, would we say by the doctor in an OET letter?
No, we don't say, we just say medication was prescribed.
So this is something that a doctor, one of my old students, sort of reminded me about. He said, look, you're never going to use the subject in OET. Okay, so let me teach you. We just don't really give the subject when we're using passive. Okay, so we talked about this yesterday. Medication was prescribed. If I want to make a negative, Ertan, how do I make a negative?
Not medication was not prescribed.
It's there, right? I suppose if we want to make a question, Camilla, how do I make a question? If I want to
It
make...
would be, was medication prescribed?
Yeah, so you change the auxiliary verb, guys, with the object. Was medication not prescribed yesterday? You could say like that. Okay, so this is the passive. Is the passive a tense, Fayaz? Murad, is it a tense?
No, it's a form of sentence.
Not a tense, yeah, it's a form, it's a structure. It's just when the object comes to the beginning of the sentence. Okay. All right, so when do I use OET? When do I use passive in OET? Van, what did I say yesterday? When do we use passive in OET?
When we want to say that the doctor or the clinic is doing the things, so not patients done.
Okay.
Not patient.
I like that. Okay, so yesterday I made a diagram. This is what he's saying, right? When it's actions done by the medical professional, this is what Van is saying, we use passive here. Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you want to think about the meaning, it sounds more professional, right? So if you want to know why do we really do it, it's not really about changing the focus. I mean, we don't need to talk about why. Just remember it sounds professional, okay? Okay, actions done by the patient, Ukor, Svetlana, Yaya, what would we use? Passive or active?
We use active when action done by patient. Yeah.
So Yeah, give me an example of an active sentence that we might use for a patient.
Like we said, Mr. Green takes medication for his blood pressure.
Excellent. So you can use the medication example, guys. Mr. Green takes medication, right? But if we were talking about the action of a doctor, we would say medication was prescribed.
Right. Yeah.
There you go, right? This is the subject of the sentence. Mr. Green, subject, verb, object. The classic thing that we all talk about in English. Okay, so I think that's fairly clear. The kind of grey area, okay. Has anyone heard that? Neri, have you heard this phrase before? A grey area? I'm sure you can guess what it means. Or you
A
might
gray
know.
area.
What does that
Is
mean,
it-
guys? A grey area. There is a grey area.
Where is
Not
normally
sure.
Not
Oh.
Yeah,
clear.
it's kind of unclear. Okay. So the grey area is actions done by a test. Does that make sense? Actions from a test or an action from a body. Like, if my blood pressure increases, is that the patient action? It sounds strange to say like that, right? It's the action of the body. So what do we use usually for actions of the body, guys? What did I
Active.
say? Yes.
Active.
Do I say,
If
Mr. Green, do I say his blood pressure increased?
Yes.
Or his blood pressure was increased?
increase.
The first one.
It's usually
His
the
blood
first
pressure
one,
increased.
right? It's usually I just keep it like this. Usually the first one, but occasionally we would use this one if we want to talk about, what did Zuhal say? Usually it's the active.
Yeah, it is active, but if we are talking it's caused by something else, we can use
Maybe,
passive.
so very, very occasionally, guys, occasionally I could use, I want to emphasize, I want to focus on the cause. I might use passive. Does that make sense, guys? I might. But actually, you can use active as well. So you might say his blood pressure was increased by the medication. Okay, that sounds natural to me. You can say that. Or you could say his blood pressure increased
Increased.
due to the medication. You can say both. Okay. So
Can
probably,
we
if you want to keep it
can we
simple, one
can we
sec.
say Mr. Green got fever?
Don't say, just as a small thing, never say got. Why? That verb. Anyone know why that's wrong?
Informal.
It's informal.
It's very
In-
informal. Okay. So can I say Mr. Green had a fever? Is that what you mean?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That would be the active. So guys, probably the easiest way to think about it is just to say that usually you're going to use the active. Almost always. Just use the active. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's an
Good morning,
exam
sir.
class. Go on.
Yes,
Wahid.
sir. Sir, for example, sir, these action arise from our body, like as a patient. That's why, we use as a patient, active.
Yeah. Honestly, if you want to avoid making mistakes, if you want to help your exam chances, I would just keep it simple. Use the active. Okay. What about tests? With test, it's very clear. Look, do I say his tests were revealed? No, we say his tests revealed normal results. You would never use the passive with tests.
Alan,
It's only the body that's the grey area, I guess. Go on, Farid. Question, sir. Yes.
I don't want to make it complicated, but just want to make a comment that
Go on. No, I respect
sometimes
your
yes, yes. Sometimes you say Farid, you make it more complicated, but transitive, transitive, and intransitive. I noticed that intransitive verb sometimes they did intransitive verb don't take the object. That's why the increased is both intransitive and transitive. That's why sometimes we use by and sometimes it don't. But revealed is pure. I think it's intransitive. That's why we don't use. We use is active. So I want to make it, but I don't want to make it complicated. I
Yeah.
always I
No,
did
but
already. complicated, but this is one of the.
No, but I think he's right, guys. So Fareed does sometimes make things more complicated, but he normally has very good points. He understands this a lot. So I'm not going to bring in transitive and intransitive today, but that's a concept that's really useful in passive in general to understand the passive. Definitely. Amala, do you want to add something as well? You raised your hand. Amala? Okay. Well, this is just a review really anyway, so I won't go into it in any more detail for this. What we need to look at today, guys, is what happens when we have a sentence. Can I give you an example sentence? Okay, I'll start with something really simple. I'll use a really simple example, not medical, okay? What happens when we see a sentence like this? She gave, oh, I can use a medical one. She gave the treatment to Mr. Jones. Okay, so Dina, I don't know if you can speak. Lorena, Camilla, why is this sentence a little bit tricky? This is an active sentence, okay? What's the this is what we're studying today, guys. Why does this, guys, this can cause problems. Camilla, why?
I'm not sure, but I would say that there's the treatment it is extra. Like I would say she gave treatment. I don't know.
Well, the problem here, I'll tell you, is how do I make a passive? How do I make a passive, Camilla? Can you make a passive for me? This is active voice, right? If you want to make a passive.
The treatment was given to Mr. Jones.
So some people will say the treatment was given Mr. Jones. The treatment was given to Mr. Jones. Is that correct, guys?
Yeah.
Mr. Jones was given.
Yes.
Can I say Mr. Jones was given?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what's happening here is we're dealing with two objects, right? So just break down the sentence. In active, when you have a subject and a verb, that's fine, no problem. But when you have this and this, suddenly starts to get a little bit tricky. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes, a bit confused.
So let's break it down, shall we? Let's try and break this down. So there's two objects here. Does everyone agree? Two objects. One of them is called the, well, what's this
Direct.
one? Does anyone know what the name of this is? Yeah.
Direct object.
This is called a direct object, okay? And Zuhal's going to tell us what that means.
Direct object is the direct receiver of an action, I can say.
It's the direct receiver. It receives the action. Does everyone agree? Receives action. Makes sense, guys? Maybe this, well, the problem is my example. If we say gave the book to Mrs. Jones, maybe that's clearer, right? This verb is connecting to this directly. Does that make sense? She has the book in her hand. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Can't see your faces. Okay, so what's the indirect object? Neri, what's an indirect object?
Mr. John.
Yeah, and what is it? Like, how do we explain what this is?
Indirect object, that means Mr. John also receiver, but this is the second object, second receiver.
Yes, it does. In a way, he receives the treatment. I know what you mean, but that can be confusing. So we need to have a different way of thinking about it. Does anyone know what I've said in the past, or you've seen maybe Paul talk about this? I say the same thing as Paul. Van, what's the best way to understand?
So from my language, what we do, so she gave what? The treatment. So if we ask the question what, so it's direct. So I don't know in English
For
how
what?
it's work,
Yeah,
but
okay, that's
in
the
my
what.
language it is.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, that's the what, tells you the what. And then the indirect tells you the,
Who?
usually the who, but it can get, yeah, okay, this is a way to do it. Well, I'll put it in brackets. There's a slightly, I think, slightly better way to think about it as well, because that might confuse you in some situations. But Van, that's a really good, I like that. Guys, the indirect object benefits from the action. That's probably the best way to think about it here. Does that make sense? Benefits from. What does benefit mean, Amal? To benefit?
Get
Get advantage.
advantage.
It's an advantage from, right? So the indirect object benefits from the action, the action, the direct object receives it. I hope that I think this will help us today as we're writing. But you can also, as Van says, you can say this is the what, this is the who, maybe. All right, what happens? Is this active or passive, guys? Everyone, is it active or passive? So before we go into passive, can I change the direct and the indirect object around? Farid, Pablo, Shaza, can I change them around? Can I say she gave Mr.
It depends
Jones?
on the verb.
Actually, no. Inactive. Guys, I can take the indirect object to the start of the sentence. And what do I say now? She gave Mr. Jones
Mr. John the treatment.
treatment. Okay. So what is missing now? Shaza, Sunanda, something has gone. What's gone, guys?
Who?
It's the
Position.
two, right? The two is
Yeah,
gone.
two.
The two disappears. So this is very useful so you can understand. Sometimes an active sentence will have two objects, but it's the other way round. You know that because there's no preposition. This is the indirect object. This is the direct object. It's getting confusing, you see, but I think that's very clear. Does that make sense, everyone, so far? Just staying with this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so when we talk about this problem of two objects, there's only two prepositions we use for
2
this.
and 4.
It's 2 and 4, Zuhal, right? Let's focus just on two. Two, okay? I'm going to copy this, guys, and I'm going to put this in this diagram here. Can everyone see this here? Everyone see this here?
Yes.
Yes.
This is the two. What I mean is we're only using preposition to in this one. Okay. Put your hands up if you can make me some passives now. I want you to make some, these are just active sentences. Put your hands up if you're willing to say to me the passives and I can write them down. Okay, so we'll try Murad.
The treatment was given to Mr. Jones.
The treatment was given to Mr. Jones. Does everyone agree this is this correct, everyone?
Yes, it's direct.
Yeah.
So in this example, you would have the direct. Who said that? Direct object.
Yeah.
And then, guys, what?
Verb to be and past
The verb,
participle.
and then
Past participle.
past participle. Okay. So where's the indirect object? Everyone, where's the indirect object?
Mr. John.
Okay. So, anyone, any questions on this? Any doubts on this? The treatment was given to Mr. Jones. What if I want to say the doctor? If I want to put a subject in, where do I put the subject?
Is the end by the doctor. By.
Here? The treatment was given to Mr. Jones by the doctor, correct?
Oh, no, before Mr. Jones.
You can have both. You can say by the doctor here. The treatment was given by the doctor to Mr. Jones. That's correct. Or you can say the treatment was given to Mr. Jones by the doctor. Okay. Remember, in OET, do we need to say by the doctor, though?
No.
So this is just with, yeah, go on. Question? Amala, you want to ask a question? Guys, if you put your hands up, I think you want to speak. So Amala, do you want to speak? You just want to raise your hand and not speak?
Ellen, I want to ask you.
Yes, Sananda, go
The
on.
line she gave Mr. Jones to the treatment, is it correct?
Ah, she gave Mr. Jones to the treatment. No, because, well, that's an active sentence,
Okay.
right?
So why we are like using here that she gave Mr. Jones to the treatment?
Okay, so Sananda, you're very confused. Why is that grey? Why did I make that the grey color? You didn't catch it, did you? Guys, why did I make that the grey color?
Because we don't need that one.
We don't use it. Okay, so it's she gave Mr. Jones the treatment. Okay, Sananda?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the reason. If you guys in active, you can put the indirect object first. You have to kill the two, right? Like I gave the pizza to Murad, or I can say I gave Murad the pizza. You just get rid of the two. It's important, Sananda, because you guys in your head, you might have the active in your head and you want to make the passive, right? You know the active. Just remember this. Okay, so we've got this now. The treatment was given to Mr. Jones, direct object, B, PPP, indirect object. Can I do the other one? What's the other one then, guys? Put your hands up if you want to do this for me. Suha, could you
Yeah.
give me... I want to start now with the indirect object. Could you give me an example of the indirect
Mr.
object?
John was given treatment.
Mr. Jones was given treatment. I'm going really slow, everyone, because I just want everyone to really follow what's happening, okay? So, Elif, Mr. Jones, is that the direct object or the indirect object?
I think direct object.
Indirect.
It's the indirect object, okay? So even though we're starting with it, it's still the indirect object. Where's the direct object, guys? Everyone.
Treatment.
Treatment.
It's here. And Farid, what's happening in the middle? Is it the same? Just be verb. Everyone, what's given here?
Past participle.
So you need to, one of the things that's problematic, we'll talk about this later, is can I always start with the indirect object? The indirect. Can I
No,
always do that? No, right? Who said no?
me, Shanice.
Definitely she's. Guys, we cannot always start with the indirect object. Can I always start with the direct object?
Yes.
I think yes. Okay, so guys, this is the one, the risky one, the dangerous one, and the one that causes confusion. Does that make sense? Because
Yes, a bit confused.
do you know why? You know why it's confusing? Because usually when we see Mr. Jones, we think
Recording in progress.
active. Farid, microphone off. We think it's an active sentence. Does that make sense? Because usually Mr. Jones is the subject, right? Usually when you see a person, Van, it's the subject of the sentence. But here, guys, is it the subject of the sentence? No, right? It's the object. So that's a thing to get very clear in your mind. Does that make sense, everyone? Give me a yes or a no, because I know I'm talking a lot, but it's really important that you understand.
Yes.
Just because you see Mr. Jones or Mr. Green or Mrs. Richards, Mrs. Mellors, doesn't mean it's an active sentence. Okay. So what does to mean? Again, this is, again, something people get confused with this. So Yevgeny, what does to mean? When I say the treatment to, What does that actually mean?
Who is the receiver of the treatment? That we have someone who takes it.
Well, that's the receiver, but what does Mr. Jones is the receiver. Could you give me like a paraphrase for the meaning of to in these sentences? Do you know what I mean?
For.
Who said, go on. Someone said towards. Who said that?
Towards.
Me.
It's kind of like towards, guys. Does that make sense? In the direction of, towards, in the direction of. Okay. And this is important because it's not the only preposition we can use. You can use to. What's the other preposition we can use, guys? The other preposition, everyone.
For.
It's for. Okay, Zuhal, can you give me an example of something with for? A sentence in the active. Let's start with the active to challenge you.
Like when I say I prepared the dinner for Mr. Smith.
So she, let's say the doctor, right? Or the nurse, guys. She, the nurse, prepared the dinner for Mr. Smith. Is that right, guys? Has she made a correct sentence here? Everyone, with for.
Yes.
Yes.
So Wahid, what does for mean? It doesn't mean in the direction of.
Yes, sir. For in the sentences like shows possession. Like person get benefit, sir. Get benefit. Like Smith get benefit. In that time we can use it.
Almost, but it's not quite right. Shanice, any ideas? Benedetta, can you help him? Pablo? Zach, what does it mean when I say, I prepared the dinner for Mr. Smith? Amala, what does it mean? Zach.
Favoring him?
Zach, go on.
Favoring him, for him.
For him, well, favoring him, not quite, not quite. Who normally makes the dinner? Mr. Smith. But who's making the dinner now? The nurse. So what does that mean? Anyone? Give me a paraphrase. Murad, help me out here. Wahid, yeah. I'm dying.
Yeah.
Instead of Mr. Smith, the nurse prepared the dinner.
Exactly. You just said it instead of. Now, guys, I'm sorry if this is slow, but honestly, I've taught this class so many times. Some people just don't know what it means, what they're saying. Okay? So it's meaning instead of, in place of. Is that clear, guys? In place of, instead of.
Yeah.
This is really important as well for another reason. This is two objects. We're talking about two objects. If I'm not using to and I'm not using for, is it two objects? Like if I say with Mr. Smith, that's a preposition. Is Mr. Smith an object now? Think about it. Is it an object? I prepared the dinner with Miss Smith. Is it indirect?
No.
It's not an indirect object. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as soon as if you say with, in, on, all the other prepositions are not creating two objects. It's only to or for. When you see to or for, you should think, okay, this is two objects, direct object and an indirect object as well. Okay. Neri, can you help me with this? Just put your microphone on.
Yes.
What if I want to, she prepared the dinner for Mr. Smith, right? What if I want to say she prepared Mr. Smith? Can I do that? She prepared Mr. Smith?
You're gonna eat him.
Just Neri, she prepared Mr. Smith.
She prepared Mr. Smith dinner.
The dinner. So Sunanda, can you say hello? This is what we were talking about. Sunanda.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm not going to say for, right? It's gone.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist. So is this the direct or the indirect object, everyone?
Indirect.
Indirect.
Right? But it can come first. So
Yes.
if it's coming first, there's no preposition.
Yes,
It's like It's there. We're thinking it, but we don't say it. Amala, do you want to ask a question? Murad, do you want to ask a question, sir?
Is this second sentence correct? She prepared Mr. Smith the dinner.
Exactly, it is, yeah.
Really? I really surprised.
You're going to hear native speakers saying it all the time, Murad. This is why I'm doing this, because you're hearing it, Murad, and you don't realize you're hearing this structure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Native speakers will, now that you know, you will probably notice it happening. Okay? We're natives. We change, we don't care. Is it the direct object, indirect? We just change them round all the time. We don't care. It can be confusing for the non-native, though.
For me, it seems like missing something missing in here.
She prepared Mr. Smith the dinner. No, it sounds slightly more informal, just a tiny bit more informal, but that's it. Okay, so
sorry.
Now, Amala, yes, you've had your hand raised. Go on, please. Don't be shy.
Thanks so much. Just I'm gonna ask you the same question with Murat. She prepared Mr. Smith, so it looks like that she's preparing Mr. Smith itself. So
Yeah, what can I say? It's just trust me. It's definitely right. She prepared Mr. Smith the dinner. Okay. You can always, maybe you just did not know about this, but guys, you can always change the direct and indirect objects. Always. So if you didn't know this, guys, that's good. Write it down. Memorize this. Okay. I'll give you some examples. Anything with for is going to work. So I made the case notes for Zuhal. I made the case notes for Zuhal. I can say I made Zuhal the case notes. Perfectly fine. It might sound slightly more informal. It's interesting to think about that. Slightly more informal. Very slightly, very slightly. You can say it in your letter. It's fine. But yeah, it's exactly the same meaning. Okay, so what are the passives? Yevgeny, give me the passive with the direct object now. Give me the direct object passive.
The dinner was prepared for Mr. Smith.
Was prepared for Mr. Smith. Is that right, guys? Is Yevgeny correct here? Just check.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got the direct object. We've got, what's next?
Verb. Be.
Verb. Be verb always, and then
PP.
And PP.
PP.
Or participate.
And then
Indirect.
indirect.
Sir, instead of far, we can use to.
You can use to on this. She prepared the dinner to Mr. Smith. That means like in the direction of Mr. Smith. It sounds very strange now. Like, it's like, Wahid, you sound like you're pushing it in the face.
Yeah.
So it would be for, meaning instead of, in place of, or has anyone heard on behalf? Has anyone heard that phrase, on behalf of?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously very useful in OET. You know, nurse, you might be talking about a nurse who is doing something for the patient, on behalf of the patient. Okay, so Van, give me the indirect object.
In this case would be Mr. Smith was prepared? No.
Just right, it might be wrong, and that's good because we can
Was
talk.
prepared the dinner.
Mr. Smith was prepared the dinner. Does that sound right to you guys?
No.
Right? And this is, I guess, where I wanted to finish on. Okay. We're going to talk about more the reasons why tomorrow. But you guys need to be aware that this sounds really bad to a native speaker and will be a grammar mistake in the exam, right? I used to teach this a long time, Fareed. I used to talk about, we'll talk about it tomorrow, but there's a very simple rule if you're not sure. What's the rule, guys, if you're not sure if this is, maybe you think, oh, can I write that? Maybe that's wrong. Maybe yes, maybe no. What do you do if you're not sure? You use the Everyone?
Direct
Use
object.
direct object.
Just use the direct object. The direct object can't be wrong. I realized this last time I taught it, okay? So why is this okay sometimes and not? We'll talk about that tomorrow because it's complicated, but I think this is the key point, guys. I want to write some sentences today, but I want you to understand what's happening, okay? Two objects. Sometimes sentences have two objects. Only with two or four. Only those prepositions. If I use with, does anyone know what we call this with Mr. Smith?
That time, Mr. Smith is the subject
Together.
with she.
No, but grammatically, what does it become? It's not an object. It becomes a noun phrase.
subject.
Noun phrase.
It's like a noun phrase now. You know, like noun phrase, like the book is on the table. Look, the book is on the table. Where's the object of this sentence, guys?
On the table.
Table, right? What if I say the book is on the table with my cup? Is cup the indirect object? No, it's not benefiting from the action. It's nothing like that. It's just a noun phrase. Makes sense? You can say anything here. You can say the book is on the table in the box. Is box an object of the sentence? No, right? This is what you need to understand. It's only 2 and 4. In the active, when the indirect object is first, you use 2. In the active, when the direct object is first, 2. When the indirect object is first, no 2. It's the same here. When the direct object is first, we use 4. When the indirect object is first, there's no preposition. There's no 4. Okay? In the passive, if we use the direct object first, it's always correct. The problem is when the indirect object comes to the start. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. And we can talk about this more later, but I've now finished, I think, unpacking everything I wanted today. Does that make sense, guys? Before we start to write, does that basically make sense, everyone? Anyone want to ask me anything before we start? Okay, so what we want to try and do now is take this. I know it's very sort of technical, but we're going to take this and we're just going to try and write sentences, but trying to understand what's happening. Okay, so guys, on the right side, you will see my diagram. Can everyone see the diagram here, more or less?
Yes, we can.
Okay, we can do like this, I suppose. Okay, now, Zuhal, we'll start with you if it's all right.
Yeah.
So again, guys, we have some case notes. These are my sort of very simple case notes. It's Mr. Hall, okay? And we've got this case note that says diet plan prepared, patient nutritionist. So Zuhal, which one would be the direct object?
Diet plan.
Is that the direct object, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she's right. So if in the active, you would say the nutritionist
prepared a diet plan for Mr. Hall.
Does everyone agree that this is correct in the active?
Yes.
Yeah. But now think about yesterday. Can I say this in the active? Is this a medical professional doing the action?
No. We should use
I can't say this, right? Because this should be passive. This should be a passive. So, guys, I want you to go to the chat. I'm going to delete this. Well, no, I'll leave it on the screen. Write me a passive starting with the direct object. Okay? So write in the chat, write me a passive starting with the direct object. If you want to remember, direct object is like the treatment. Okay, or the dinner. Go to the chat. I'll check your sentence and then we'll make it more difficult. Okay, so I'm reading your sentences now. I'm looking for errors. I'm looking for people who don't quite understand. And this way we can make sure that everyone is understanding, okay? Yevgeny, correct. So Yevgeny, why don't you try with the indirect object now, Yevgeny?
Because it's the best option.
Yeah, or even, guys, if you get bored, you could try this one as well. You can change. So don't get bored. If you want to keep writing, continue to write. Camilla, 500. Yes. Pablo. Yes, Neri, good. Suha. So you're doing the second one. The external was recommended. Okay, good. This is all direct object stuff. Good. Guys, when you finish your sentence, why not try something with the indirect object? Is it possible? Ertan, correct. Lorena, you need the diet plan, Lorena. The diet plan was prepared. Eski, correct. Shaza, correct. Van, correct. Berke. Yeah. Amala. The diet plan was prepared for the patient. A diet plan, Amala. No, you can say the diet plan was prepared for. Amala, don't say the patient, okay, guys? Always use the name. This is punished in the exam. Should always be the patient name, okay? Fayaz. Good. Suleiman. Okay, let's get some indirect objects now. Can you say Mr. Hall? You start with Mr. Hall. And does it make sense? Neri, the Hall was prepared the diet plan. Yeah, this is the question. Can I say that Mr. Hall was prepared the diet plan? Sounds a bit informal, Neri. Zuhal, next. Okay, correct, Zuhal. Exercise plan. Shanice. Shanice, sentence one, correct, but the sentence two, physiotherapist is the subject, not the indirect object. So it's wrong. Yeah? A diet plan was prepared for Mr. Hall and Mr. Hall was recommended a new exercise regime. That's
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. A diet was prepared for Mr. Smith. Nilafar. Okay, I'm just reading these. I'm looking for mistakes. Neri. Correct. You could say two. Sananda. Zuhal. Yep. Evgeny. Svetlana. Correct, but don't say by the nutritionist. You don't need to say by the nutritionist. Who is this? Is it Abdiaziz? You're new? Correct. Amala. Correct, Amala. Fayaz. Received a diet plan prepared by... No, we don't need to say by the nutritionist, Fayaz. Don't say who did it. Suha, Mr. Hall prepared for a diet plan. Sounds strange, doesn't it, Suha? So stop here, guys. Everyone stop. So I've had a good sample of what we're reading and writing. Let's get some, I want to get some answers on the board. So put your hands up if you want to give me the direct object passive. Just want to say it on the microphone. Who wants to just give me, I'll type what you say. Amala, go on, direct object passive of the diet. Amala, maybe you have some problems with your microphone sometimes. Wahid, do you want to try this? Murad.
Yeah, diet plan was prepared for Mr. Hall.
The diet plan was prepared for Mr. Hall. Yeah, you can say a diet plan or the diet plan. It's fine. Is it correct, everyone? Everyone,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
And
Yes.
this is the direct object. Yes. Okay. Okay, indirect object, Van, or yeah, Mr. Hall.
I have tried one. Mr. Hall was recommended an exercise regime.
An exercise regime. What do we think, guys? Is that correct? Everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, sounds good.
Yes, correct.
And
Yes.
this is what's really interesting now. So that one is correct. We can put that in green. But what's the Van? Give me the indirect object on this one, Mr. Hall.
The first one, you mean?
Yeah, for this one.
Mr. Hall.
So the patient, yeah, Mr. Hall
was prepared a diet plan, but
Does
this
that
is not.
sound right to you guys? To you, Van,
No.
as well?
No.
No.
Right. You almost have to, like how language is strange. You have the conscious understanding of the language, right? What we're learning now, conscious understanding, but also you should have your feeling about the language because you listen to English every day and you study every day, right? Hopefully you guys can feel that that's wrong. But I'll try to give you some rules tomorrow of how we can know that it's wrong.
So how can we do that one then?
Well, it's just not that clear. It's to do with thinking about the verb. We'll talk about it tomorrow, Neri, but there's an easy way. I'll say it again. Which one is always correct?
Object, direct object.
Direct object.
Indirect object is always correct. So if you have any doubts, you just start with the diet plan and then you can, no problems. It's only when we start to begin the sentence with the indirect object that sometimes yes, sometimes no. Guys, if you want to know what it is, it's to do with the verb and the connection of the verb to the object. It sounds like Mr. Hall is being prepared. Okay, not the diet plan. We'll talk about this more tomorrow because honestly, it confuses me as well. Confuses me, and I'm a native. Amala, do you want to ask a question or do you just want to raise your hand? Amala? Okay. Right. Let's do this again. Okay. But with no help. Very, very quickly, guys. And then we'll finish for today and we'll continue tomorrow. Imagine you're in your exam and you're writing about this person. Okay. So you're in the exam and you need to write a passive sentence. Go to the chat and write me a passive with two objects. Start with the starting with the direct object, please. Direct object. I hope this is a good one. Write in the chat, please. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll do more two objects, but I'm going to make it slightly more difficult with the case notes. Today should be clear, really. Yeah, Yevgeny, is that the direct or the indirect object?
Direct, I hope.
Yeah, look, this is what Van said. Guys, Van, he's usually the direct object is the what, and the indirect is the who, right, Van?
Yeah, it can be who, but also whom is also direct in my language. It's difficult.
Well, the reason why what worries me about that one is what if we say she gave her to him? now it's that everything is who. It doesn't work, does it? But I think generally, guys, in general, the thing is usually the direct object and the person is usually the indirect object. Just the nature of the prepositions themselves. Okay, so we'll finish up here. Let's have a look at these final sentences. Yevgeny, correct. Amala? Yes. Correct. Zuhal? Yeah, do we need to say by the GP? We don't need to say it, Zuhal. Yeah, Neri, this is okay. 4. Correct, Ertan, Yevgeny, Pablo. Yeah, Pablo, it's just as simple sometimes as just use one object, I guess, was completed. But Pablo, you can say, our mental health screening was completed for Mrs. Nair. Okay, Wahid, Shanice. Okay. So this is really good. Now I'll stop the class now because I know you guys have got to go now to Paul's class. Would anyone like a copy of this diagram, and we'll continue tomorrow?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I'll try to put it on the website. I've got to remember, but also it's in the chat.
Yes, please. Just put in the web.
Just give us the time to download that, please.
It's in the chat box now, so just take it now. But if you're watching the video and you cannot see the chat, don't worry, I'll put it on the video as well. Okay. Goodbye. Have a lovely day. I'll see you in the speaking. See you in 1 hour. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.